Our first speaker this evening is President of the Dallas LULAC Rainbow Council, which has been named the Texas LULAC Chapter of the Year for 2010. Jesse is a fierce advocate for LGBT rights and immigration reform. Please welcome Mr. Jesse Garcia.
Good evening. How's my Dallas community tonight? I come bearing support from the League of United Latin American Citizens, the largest Hispanic civil rights organization that its national membership backs you on the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. We passed a national resolution calling for Congress to pass and President Obama to sign a fully inclusive Employee Non-Discrimination Act. And back in 2006, even before there was a gay chapter of LULAC formed, our national leadership stood with the NAACP and the Human Rights Campaign in 2006 to say no to the Federal Marriage Amendment. I'm here to say that your Hispanic civil rights brothers and sisters are here with you. Freedom is never free. Civil rights are never handed out. We may live in the most democratic society in the history of this world, but we still live in a society that's racist, homophobic, classist, and sexist. It is up to the individuals here to turn this movement into action. Today in Texas, a state where our very own governor said that if we don't like the laws, gays can leave. That today's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender citizens in this state can be fired for simply being who they are. LGBT people who may be victims of hate crime, but our local law enforcement won't investigate it as such, even though there's a law that we passed statewide to do so. LGBT people who may desire to be parents have to go through a secret network of parental rights activists to get a hold of that family court judge that will allow you to adopt a child.
God bless
you. It is time for our community to wake up and realize that just because we have gay bars and we're able to hold hands on Cedar Springs does not mean we've come a long way. This has never and shall never be a benchmark of our freedoms. We work hard, pay taxes, abide by our community's laws, and contribute to our society. But yet we are not allowed to form our own families of choice, work free from discrimination, be protected from targeted violence, and honestly serve in our nation's military. We've allowed people in power to demonize us in mainstream America. It is time to stop them. It is time we show our political might. Before I leave, I ask three things of you. I ask you to register to vote. Support pro-equality candidates this fall. Make sure your straight allies support those same candidates, and make sure those candidates have a backbone to follow through on their promises. 2, I ask you to reach out to your fellow minorities who understand at the end of the day that it's all about civil rights. We are only 10% of the population. We need to get out of our neighborhoods and reach out to Latinos, blacks, union, women, Asians, the elderly, and let them know our story. Harvey Milk did this outreach decades ago and it worked for him. It can work for us too. Third and lastly, I ask you to stick together. There are forces outside and inside our community that want us to turn against each other. If you see a transgender person discriminated, it is your responsibility to stick up for that person. If you see an LGBT immigrant being singled out, again, it is your responsibility to stick up for that person. Our faith has brought us together. We must stand united because divided we will fail. Thank you, and si se puede.